Hi, and welcome to It's a Mad Mad Homestead. You know, we are always trying to look at ways to save money and make smart choices, but our 3650 is at about 400 hours after 14 months of use. It was purchased new in April 2020, just at the start of the supply line shortages with COVID. It was delivered to us in late July of 2020 without the grapple or the third function. We had to wait till that was available in early September to have that installed. But that 400-hour mark is the first major change of hydraulic fluid for the transmission and front axle. There's also another change of the engine oil necessary and a change of 4 filters. 2 are for the transmission, 1 is for the engine oil, and then there's 1 for the fuel, amongst some other things that need to be done also. You know, I decided to do this myself, even though I would normally be relying on a dealership for this. There is a lot of oil here, up to 12 gallons of hydraulic and 1 to 2 gallons of engine oil. I need to add that this service can always go awry with respect to spilled oil. And given that, we would prefer to have it done and pay for the convenience, but there are other considerations that we need to look at here. You know, taking on this mini project was based on my experience over the last 12 or so months working with a dealership. And I did find out, however, with my experience, that the word authorized has a viable, standard. But that standard usually only applies to warranty work and not to any other types of service that you may need through the dealer. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a dealer. In any case, my goal from the start of this purchase was to attempt to extend the original property 3560 as far as possible into the future. And that is within the realm of mechanical, functional service requirements along with aesthetics. And I'm finding that it's difficult or nearly impossible to expect that a service dealership thinks about your equipment the same as you do. But in the real world, your machine is really just another unit in the door to be managed as any other piece of equipment. It's like the general expectation then is that you are not treated differently from anyone else or for any priority other than what the service department's average behavior or typical process is. There may be special circumstances or like hot spots that get special attention, but that's not the expectation from the dealership side. If that service department generally services new and used equipment that has a work life that's more likely functional than aesthetic, then that's generally the type of priority your equipment will receive when it's there for service. The fact that your perception maybe is that the utmost care would be provided your equipment both functionally and aesthetically, well, in reality, that's not the expectation of service delivery by that type of a dealership. They are functionality based, not aesthetic. Let's just say I've opted to do the 400-hour service myself. I'm sure I'll be able to do the 400-hour service on the Kubota 3560. And when it's done, I'll probably have a much better understanding of the equipment, its operation, along with knowing, not hoping, that my service was done correctly. One caveat here. I'm not pointing fingers at all Kubota authorized dealers or Kubota. Only the authorized dealership that I had apparently chosen in error to make my purchase from and to have my equipment serviced with. I'm sure most other dealerships out there are respectable, courteous, and are concerned as much about maintaining your equipment as you are. One other point, I did have the opportunity to perform the services at a local shop with the tools and equipment along with oil disposal services. That helped us make the decision to do it ourselves even easier.